Okay, so what's up? Let's make some. Let me move this table back a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Let's make some vegan, gluten-free chocolate donuts. I figured I'm making some, so I might as well film it, right? Why not? So let's see, what's the recipe? 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm going to use the King Arthur's gluten-free flour because that's the one that I like the best. So 1 cup flour. I'm just going to even it out in the bag loosely. Boom, 1 cup flour. All right, what else we got? 1 cup flour. You know what? I'm going to double the recipe because I'm going to make a bunch of donuts. So let's see. There we go, 2 cups of flour. Then it says 1/4 cup cocoa powder. So that's going to be 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. I have a 1/4 cup here, so we're just going to do 2 of those. I'm using a Cocoa Berry Extra Dark Brute cocoa powder. Some good stuff. So 1/4 cup cocoa powder, unsweetened. 1 potato. It's not potato, it's cocoa powder. 2 potato. Did anybody else count in potatoes in like kindergarten? Why do they have us do 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4? Anyways, 1/2 cup of sugar. All right, where's my 1/2 cup measuring? Oop, let me turn this off. I had to boil some water so that way I could melt the coconut oil. All right, so now what do we have? We have 1/2 cup of sugar, so 2 1/2 cups of sugar, which is really a cup, but we're going to do 2 1/2 cups of sugar. 2 1/2 cups of sugar. 1 teaspoon baking soda. Here's a teaspoon. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses, it's because I felt like it. They're kind of like Elton Johnish, which I kind of love. They're just super fun. Baking soda, nothing fancy. We're going to do 2 teaspoons. So I don't know if you guys know this, but inside, hold up, I did one. Let me show you. Let me come around. So inside the box, let me take this little piece out here. Inside the box, there's like this edge of this tab. So what I do when I need to scoop is I scoop, right? And then I use the edge of that and I just kind of scrape it forward like that. And it makes it nice and even. You see how I did that? I use the inside. I don't know if anybody else knows that trick, but if you don't, now you do. You can use the inside lid, scrape it flat, get a perfect measure. So 2, where the heck was I? 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons baking soda. All right, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm not even gonna bother measuring that. I probably should because it's baking, but we're just gonna do 1, 2 pinches of salt, 1/4 cup soy milk or other non-dairy milk. Well, let me see what I got. Let me go into the fridge here. I'm going in the fridge. I have 3/4 cup. What do I have here? I have oat milk. I wonder if I have 3/4 of a cup. Let's see. By the way, force a habit, every type of milk, no matter where I am, if I'm in public, somebody else's house, if I'm going to use milk, even oat milk, whatever kind of milk, I always smell it. I think all you have is, all right, there's 3/4 cups milk. I need 2 though, because I doubled the recipe, right? So let's do 2 3/4 cups, which is really 1.5 cups, but I'm doing it the non-math way, measuring it twice. That's pretty much empty. All right. 3/4 cup milk, 2 tablespoons applesauce. So that's 4 tablespoons. 4 tablespoons is actually 1/4 cup, but of course I'm not going to measure out 1/4 cup. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons. Look at that. And then it says 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar. I'm going to do 1, 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar. Rock out with your blank out. We all know what it's supposed to say. It's supposed to say rock out with your COCK out. Oh. Anyways, and 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Where's my teaspoon? Here's my teaspoon. 1, so 2 teaspoons. I'm gonna do 1, 2 teaspoons. All right, cool. So, and for giggles, where did it go? Where's my spinny thingy? I have like a hand mixer. Oh yeah. How many of you when you were kids had to use one of these? Right? Like my mom had one of these. She also had an electric one that you plugged in. But she would make me use this as a kid. I swear it was just to keep me occupied because I was an only child and was very, very, very active as a child. So she would give me things to bake and cook and give me this to work with. And of course, it took 10 times as long, especially as a child. But I'm curious to see how long this is going to take. I might have to speed up this portion of the video. Yeah, I don't know that I could do this. I think I'm going to switch to the electric. Or should I bug it out and really do it with this? What do you think? What should I do? Now I'm just using it as a spoon. That's hilarious. Ooh, this is thick. I don't think I can. Ooh. You know what? I'm not going to do this way. I tried. I really did. Don't know how I used to do this as a kid. It's amazing the things that I had as a kid, like patience and attention span, that I just really do not have now. I blame the MTV. I blame the MTV. I think I read somewhere or someone told me that MTV is part of the reason why my generation, Gen X, and some millennials have like no attention span because we grew up watching music videos where there were so many fast cuts that it actually got us used to like a change every so often. I think prior to that, commercials had a lot of cuts, but they were never as rapid as the music videos. And as time has progressed and now we have social media and, you know, things like that, our attention spans are just absolute crap. I mean, seriously. I went back and watched, what was it called? The Dark Crystal. Do you remember the Dark Crystal? With the pod people, I believe it was, and the Skeksis. Skeksis, yeah. I tried to go back and watch that. Man, I used to watch that multiple times as a kid, and I could barely sit through it now as an adult. Sit through it. It was like, I was like, how did I have the attention span to watch this? Those long scenes where they're like walking through the desert and things are just so drawn out. And I mean, I'm like, come on, get to the point, get to the point, get to the point. It's really sad. But all right, let's get this mixed up a bit. Hold on, let's change perspective so you can see what it looks like. I'm just gonna keep this recording and see if I can get up and over everything. I don't know, maybe that's a bad idea. All right, hold on. So, can you guys see this? So it's very thick. Now there's one ingredient I haven't put in yet, and that's the coconut oil, which, hold on, let's do that real quick. Let me move this. So the coconut oil I'm using is just an organic coconut oil. As you can see, it's completely solid, which will not mix in well. As a matter of fact, you don't want lumps of coconut oil in your donut because when it bakes, it could actually like pop in the oven and create these little like pock marks. So, why am I huffing and puffing so much? I obviously need to exercise more. I need to also lose a few pounds. That would be nice. But, you know, c'est la vie. All right, so I'm going to push this down so I can really measure it well. And then I'm going to just even it out. Fill in the gaps. Even it out. Jeez Louise. I am not. Woohoo! Okay, let's see. All right, so, all right. As you can see, 2 tablespoons, fairly even. Let me take that little edge off. There we go, that's better. 2 tablespoons, nice and even. And then I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to put this into my glass measuring cup. Okay, here we go. Put this off. There we go. And I did not show everyone, but yes, my hands are clean. I washed them before I started this video because I think you should always wash your hands, especially when you're cooking stuff. I mean, granted, I'm baking all of this, so I mean, it's going to go in the oven. It's going to get baked. But all right, so now I did that. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on the stove. Now I have my induction burner here. I'm just going to set it to boil. And I had this water boiling before, but I'm setting it to boil again. And I have the coconut oil in this glass thing, which I'm just going to sit in the water. All right, so you see it's in the water. So that way I can melt the coconut oil. I can get the coconut oil melted, and then I can just take this out and pour it into my bowl. But I'm gonna go back to stirring my bowl while that melts. All right, so here I am back at, let me make sure I got all the milk in there. Take that away. So here we are, and I'm going to stir up the batter that's here really, really well. I'm kind of pushing it against the sides to smooth it out. Like as you stir, let me rinse my finger off. As you stir it, where did I put my hand towel? Anyways. As you're stirring it up, you want to make sure that there's nothing stuck. See how that there's a little bit kind of stuck to the bottom? Well, you just want to make sure that the lumps of, flour or whatever it may be are kind of out. And you can, as you push it up against the side and kind of smooth it out, you can see if there's any lumps, right? So you want to get this mixed really well. All right, let me turn this off real quick. So that water over there is boiling with the coconut oil. So I'm gonna let that sit while it melts. So that way when I pour it in here, I stir it in really quickly. You wanna take the coconut oil and pour it in and then stir it very quickly. So that way the coconut oil doesn't have time to re-solidify into little clumps. Cause like I said before, once you put it into the molds, the donut molds, and you stick it in the oven, it can cause these little pock marks because the coconut oil, the solidified coconut oil will explode, which is not cool. You don't want holes in your donuts. All right, so this looks pretty good. Looks pretty well mixed together. All right, let me get this coconut oil now. So, I'm not on camera right now, I know, but what I'm doing is I'm stirring the coconut oil until it's all melted. Hold up, let me come get you. Hold on one second. So as you can see, the coconut oil is pretty much liquid, but I'm just going to stir it. So the water in the pan got to boiling. It's still steaming hot, you can see. So I'm just stirring the coconut oil to get it all melted down. So that chunk right there, I'll push it against the side since the side's the warmest. Help get it melted. See how it's melting really quickly? And it doesn't take long at all to do this. And you could start doing this before you start your recipe, so that way it's completely melted and ready to go. But I wanted to show you melting it down. So see, there's still a little piece there. Just want to get that completely melted down. Oh, wow, that was cool. It just disappeared. All right, so this is all melted. Now we're going to take this and pour it back into our other big bowl. All right, so now I have my hot coconut oil. Wait, did I do? I think I screwed up. I totally screwed up because I have ADHD and why not? Right, so 2 tablespoons is one recipe and I did a double, so I actually need 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. All right, hold on, back to the drawing board. Oh, this happens all the time, I swear. And if I made something and didn't forget an ingredient or didn't measure something correctly, I would be absolutely shocked. All right, so the good thing is that it's already melted. So just adding more and getting it melted should be relatively quick and painless for everyone involved. I'm sorry. I could totally edit this out, but where's the fun in that? You're like, why am I watching this chick make donuts and she's screwing up? Because it's what I do. No, I didn't really screw up, right? I remembered it before I got to the baking process. Okay. Not that it hasn't happened to me where I didn't realize it and got all the way to the baking process and screwed it all up. So there's that. All right. Oh my God. So here we are. I have to wait till the extra 2 tablespoons of coconut oil melts down that I forgot because I was doing a double and not a single. Like a genius. The genius that I am. I'm such a genius. All right, hold up. Let's put this back to boil for a second. Maybe I don't need to. Hold up. Sorry for the clanking. So I am just stirring the solidified coconut oil into the melted coconut oil to melt it down. I guess I just wouldn't be me if I actually remembered everything. I wonder if I could go through a whole day without forgetting anything, or wondering where my keys are, or misplacing something. I highly doubt it. I highly, highly doubt it. All right, it's almost there. It's almost there. This is why when I set out to do anything and I'm like, oh, that'll take 15 minutes. It's like 4 hours later, finally accomplished it. No wonder I'm exhausted at the end of the day. All right, so now that I have my 1/4 cup of coconut oil for my double recipe, I'm going to pour that in. And I'm just going to make sure I get all of it. Okay, put that in the sink. And then, like I said, you want to stir this in really quickly, but you don't want to do it so fast that it like splashes out, because that'll happen. That's happened to me before. That's always fun, isn't it? I am loving my Elton John sunglasses. Do I even have my mic on? Oh, I do. You know, I have a feeling that I'm going to do these videos and I'm just going to leave all the bloopers. I'm going to leave all the mistakes. That way I can go back and watch after I have hundreds and hundreds of videos. Yeah, sure. Okay. And be like, ooh, that's where I started. Like, ooh, I remember that time I forgot to turn on my microphone. That was entertaining for everyone. You know, I see these YouTube videos of people and they're like influencers or whatever. And you can tell they're super well produced. They know what they're doing. And they're like edited and they're all super nice and they're dressed all nice and they got their makeup done. Ooh. I guess if I treated this like a full-time job, I still wouldn't put on makeup or dress up for it, or probably still forget things and yada, yada, yada. Because, yeah, I've never been one for corporate rules. Also, where's the fun in doing these videos? That's like journaling, basically. If it becomes a job, that's not fun. Like, I feel like YouTube's supposed to be fun. No? Isn't life supposed to be fun? Missed the memo on that one. Nobody told me adulting was going to be less fun than it appeared to be when I was a kid. Like, oh, nobody tells you what to do. Meanwhile, everybody tells you what to do because you have to pay bills and you have responsibilities and me. Anyways, all right. So that is well mixed. Now I'm going to go get, what the heck is it called? The bag, the thingy, the whatchamacallit, so I could put these in the molds. All right, so I'm back and my head's chopped off, but it's so you can see this because I think that's important. You know what, maybe let's do this. Oh, no, let's do, wait. Oh, I have to angle it different. Hold on. Ooh, la 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 la. Let me bring it in closer. There's that help. You can have less of my dishes in the sink and more of this. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, this is a pastry bag. I don't know what size this is, but it's pretty big. I like buying big pastry bags just because I never know how much I might make of something. And I'm just gonna put it over the edge here. See, it's like that. So, and I have like one edge kind of holding on. And then, and nobody come at me and be like, oh, this isn't how you're supposed to do it. Whatever, this is how I do it. So this is what works for me. That's all. And then I'm just gonna pour this into a pastry bag. Voilà. Regarde-moi ça, c'est trop bien. Attends, merde. On va faire chier le peuple. Okay, attends. Oh yeah, by the way, I speak French, so sometimes I say stuff in French. I should probably watch that though, right? I don't know. Does YouTube recognize cursing in French? I'm not doing it on purpose. I just, sort of like a tick. Not a tick, but it's just what I do. All right. And get all of it out of this bowl. Scrape it off of the scraper. Okay. So, got it all out of my bowl. And now, actually the bowl can go in the sink. Now, I'm just gonna take it, shake it down. Voila, it is in the bag, as they say. So I'm gonna twist it and I'm gonna sit it back in here like that for now. Set that to the side. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my donut pan and I'm gonna grab just some nonstick spray, nothing fancy, vegetable. I'm just gonna, sorry, I'm turning around for this, but I'm just spraying each mold lightly with some nonstick spray, but I'm doing it over the sink because that way I'm not spraying the table. So, all right, cool. So now I have my molds ready. I have this ready. I'm going to twist this nice and taut. And then, all right, so cutting the tip, I'm probably going to cut it about here. So I have about a little bit bigger than a dime space. It's not quite a quarter. It's more like a dime. Well, it's probably a nickel size diameter. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm just going to make sure this is taut. Have these lined up. And I'm going to go around giving moderate pressure evenly. And then just bring it up and go to the next one. And bring it up and go to the next one. Up. Up. And you kind of want to apply the same pressure for each one. So you kind of end up getting them to an even thickness. Like that one came out a little weird because I lost pressure there for a second. It's not perfect. It is not the end of the world. Although someone out there is going to be like, I'm a perfectionist. All right, so 2 batches actually made more than 2 of these. All right, so I'm actually going to I'm going to put these aside, and I have one more mold somewhere. I got to go find it. So I'm going to get the other mold, and I'm going to do a third tray real quick. All right, so here's my third tray. Of course, I put that down and it got on my phone. Now I have chocolate batter on my phone. And then I'm just going to do that. Voilà, voilà. Super bien. Hop. And there's a little bit left, so I'm going to make one very skinny, awkward donut looking thing. I'm going to double it back on the parts that are thin. And voila. Last one's not the prettiest, but it doesn't matter. I'm just throwing this in the garbage now. Okay, so the way that I like to put my donuts in the oven is I like to put them on top of a baking tray on top of a tray. It makes it easier for me to move them around and to get in and out of the oven. Ow, that's hot. Duh. When you leave the tray on top of the oven while the oven's on, it gets hot. So I'm going to show you guys. Blip, blip, blip. So see how I have it on a tray and a tray, and then I do it like that. You don't have to do this. I tend to do this because I find that, I don't know, my oven, when I put stuff in directly, the bottoms tend to get a little burnt. I don't know why. But I'll put this in the oven. Ooh. I'm gonna put this in the oven. All right, so that stuff is now in the oven, and according to my chocolate covered phone, which I'm gonna have to clean so I can see, I think they cook for about 15 minutes, and I'm gonna put my time. All right, so I cleaned off my phone. I like to get these little washcloths from Walmart. Hold up, let me put this. Whoa. Huh. There we go. I cleaned off my phone, so now I can see. So yes, the donuts bake for 15 minutes. Let me put my timer on. Give me a second. Timer. 15 minutes. So it's 15 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. I just happen to know in my oven, 15 minutes is kind of perfect. Oh, look at that. My hair's just sticking out all over the place. What I was going to say is, so I like to get these little washcloths from Walmart and use them instead of paper towels because paper towels are wasteful, and washcloths, you can just wash them. So something else I do. All right. So while that's baking for the next 15 minutes, I'm going to do the dishes, which I'm not going to bore you with because that's not fun. And I'm really loving these sunglasses. Rocket Man! So, of course, the timer went off and I did not do the dishes because why would I do the dishes like I said I was going to when I could scroll my phone? And I have to go get the things to put the donuts on because I didn't do that either. Hold on. All right, so voila les donuts. So I'm just going to give it a shake. Non-stick helps it to just be, and I'm going to put them all the right way up. Ooh, that's hot. These are really hot. I'm going to move this out of the way. Do the next one. I don't know where my other cooling rack is. I gotta find it. Light shake. And they're out. Perfecto. Bongo. I'm just gonna flip these over. Oh, these are very, very, very mushy. That'll be fine. These need to completely cool before I dip them. So, where's my other cooling tray? I'm gonna have to take the one of those. I have 4 cooling racks and I can't find. Ow. The other one. Where is it? Where it's supposed to be. Not much. Okay. Interesting. well, let me grab this one. Put that there. And then, oh, that didn't work. Oh. I broke one. It's all right. No big deal. We're just gonna do this. I'm gonna flip over the ones that didn't break. Ooh. And the one that did break, we're just gonna leave exactly where it is, but yeah, they're cooked. All right, so we're gonna leave that like that. Broken one as is. And voila, donuts, chocolate donuts. Now I'm gonna have to let these completely cool. And then what I do is I melt some chips. I melt some chips with some coconut oil. And then I'll take these when they're completely cooled off and dip them in that and add maybe some sprinkles. And that will be it. But we're gonna have to wait for that part. So until then, I'm gonna move these. And I'm actually going to do the dishes now. I swear. Okay, so I have a measuring cup. I have some chocolate chips. They are vegan and gluten-free. And I have here, it says about a cup and a half, or a little less, like a cup and a quarter worth of chips, right? And then I'm just going to add in, hold on, let me tilt this down so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so I have the chips in here. And I'm going to add maybe like a teaspoon worth of coconut oil. I'll put a little bit more actually, like a tablespoon worth of coconut oil, okay? I'm just gonna put that in there. And then the same way that I melted it before with the hot water, like a double boiler situation, is the same way I'm gonna melt these down. So let me go do that. All right, so I melted down the chocolate chips with the coconut oil. And it looks like this. So it's still pretty thick, but it kind of pours. I don't know if you can see that. See? Alright, so. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in this bowl. Get it all out. Okay, as much as I can out of this thing. Right. Sorry, this takes a second. All right, so now got it in the bowl. Sip with some hot water. Now it's in my bowl. All right, so we're gonna do one donut just so I can show you really quick. They cooled off a little bit, probably not completely, but I just want to show you this so that way we can get it done. I have that and that. What am I missing? A donut. I miss the sprinkles. So I have my sprinkles. I reuse my coconut containers to keep stuff. So let's get a donut. This one looks good. So since these donuts for me, I'm not wearing gloves, but if you're gonna make them for somebody else, you should probably be wearing gloves at this point. I'm going to just dip it in, kind of twist it up, and see, it's covered. Take your sprinkles while it's wet, and sprinkle on your sprinkles. And voila. Le chocolate, vegan, gluten-free donut. That's it. So I'm going to attempt, am I crooked? I am crooked. Sorry about that. I'm gonna try and do some more cooking videos. I cook a lot. I cook all the time. And figure it'd just be fun to share. Because why not? I feel like I should get different glasses for different videos. These are kind of all sorts of awesome. Yep, I'm rocking these today. Anyways, I hope everyone is doing well out there. Try not to focus too much on World War III or whatever else is in the news. It just gets to be too much. Like seriously, what unearth? If this is a simulation, like, I want to change. Can I like auto save this and go check out a different simulation? And if it's worse, come back to this one, or maybe check out one that's better, or I don't know, something. I remember seeing this one video. It was a TikTok, and I think it was a BlackBerry or a Palm Pilot. I don't remember. And when they hovered the camera, it had to have been a BlackBerry because Palm Pilots didn't have cameras. Do you even remember what a Palm Pilot is? Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. But Blackberries, they put the BlackBerry camera over something and it would show you the Mandela effect. I'm mildly obsessed with it. The Mandela effect, not Palm Pilots. Or Blackberries. Is my microphone even on? It is. Whoa. Just whoa. Anyways, that's it. Chocolate donut. I'm gonna eat this one. So, talk to you later. And yeah, no, I know, I still didn't do my dishes. Whatever. I'll get to it. I promise. At some point, right? It has to get done.